Hey, my name's Mandy LeBlanc, and I am now representing Peaceful Training. We're right near the UW campus. If you've been to Agua Verde, and then very close to Recycled Cycles. My background is I went to Quaker school, kindergarten to eighth grade, back east. Played Division I field hockey. We beat the #1 team in the country. Had all the success, and then I was designing different wellness programs, over 100 wellness programs in my career, and then during the pandemic was at Seattle Public Schools and then Washington Healthcare Authority, and started to get the itch to get back into training. So I've been doing that recently. So I just wanted to real quick tell you more about Peaceful Training. We're nearby the UW campus. It's a bit of a choose your own adventure workout. So we do a little cardio, little whole body workout, some strength training. Then we do some stretching and some mindfulness. So today's workout will be on the more gentle side of the workouts that we offer, because I don't want to injure anybody and just take it easy on you. So hopefully you feel a little more energy after this. And if you like what we have to offer, I'll put the link in the website. We have one-on-one sessions, and we're about to start some group sessions. So I'll put the website in the chat, and then also curious to hear what you want to get out of this. I won't be able to read it so much during, but once I get settled and go back to the meditation that we have at the end, I'll be able to read some of those. All right. So first, usually what we like to do is just start you with a warm up. And so I'm going to jump in to that. And what I'll do is I will demonstrate it. And then if you want, totally optional, you can turn on your camera so that I can give you any minor tune-ups, if you will, to your movement. So let's see, we're going to start with inchworms. This is one of my favorites. So you're going to stand up full body. And then you have that back mirror too, just in case that's more helpful. We're going to do some inchworms. So standing up, bending down, walking your hands out, and walking back up. I'll demo 2 of those, and then I'll see if anybody wants to demonstrate what they're doing. And the goal is a nice gentle modification, walking out and back. Come check out if there are anybody wants to demo. I see one person doing it. Great. So keep doing that for about 1 minute. Great job. Shout out to Marta. Okay. Got about 4 more minor movements just so that we're going to consider cardio. And usually if you come to the studio, we'll have you warm up on a bike, but that's not very exciting to watch me cycle. Next are some butt kicks. Do this for about 1 minute. This is just to get our heart rate up, let our body know we're about to use it again. Nice job, keep it going. Now we'll switch to high knees. It's basically just the opposite. If you're feeling a little more tired, you can just do this as well. There's no pressure to do a full sprint. Or you can do this. Great. Next up, we'll do some lunges. And then some forward lunges. Alternating legs. And what you're looking for here is that your knee goes over your foot, it doesn't go out to one side or the other. So be intentional about your movement. And we focus a lot on the peaceful training. Taking a look at slowing things down, making sure you have good form so that you can do other workouts at home. I'm a big fan of designing things that people can do in their home, kind of a no nonsense workout. So that's what I've designed today is we're just going to use body weight. And usually we do a rep of about 12, whatever we do in general. When we do core workouts, we do a little bit more reps there, but great. Next up, some arm circles. Imagine you're swimming. We, at some point I'll switch the camera around because we are one sidewalk essentially away from being right on the lake. It's one of my favorite things about being here. And every time I come here, I get a big smile on my face because about a year ago, I imagined wanting to be closer to the water. Now, Peaceful Training Studios is right on the water, which is lovely. And then let's do some backwards. Today's workout will be about 45 minutes, so we'll give you about 15 minutes to get ready for any 1 o'clock meetings you have. When it comes to arm circles, as long as you're not doing any damage or going too fast, it's just getting those arms warmed up. Backwards again. We have a whole workout that I've designed that's imagining you're surfing or on the water, and it feels like a bit of a vacation workout. My goal is to remind you to have fun in your workouts. Okay, gonna bring the computer down here for some ground workouts. And if you have a mat, great. If not, just a little cushion you can put down, sweatshirt. Next up, we'll do some bird dogs, they're called. So opposite knee, leg goes out, opposite arm goes out. This is really good for posture and alignment. So you're alternating, make sure you're alternating arm and opposite leg. It's not that you'll injure yourself if you do the same, but same legs, but it's a bit more complicated. And again, we'll do about 12 of these. Nice and slow. This is one of those no rush workouts. And if you have any questions, you can shout them out too. So usually on this, when I say 12, it's 12 per side, so really 24. But any movement that's not causing injury, I feel like it's good movement. Three more for the sake of just getting good form in. Okay, next up is cat-cows. This is one of my favorites to have clients do. And also it just feels like it releases a lot of tension. So imagine you're a cat that's scared, rolling your shoulders back. And then you're a cow. So pushing your lower back down into the ground. Cat, lifting your, see how my spine gets more rounded at the top. And then reversing that for going down below. Then cat and cow. We'll do 12 of those. Full roll. And a few modifications are crossing arms to do the cat. Just stretches out the shoulders a little bit more in between where we carry a lot of stress. And then the cow, you can really try to lean into it and get a little deeper, and you can feel that in your lower back. So you should be feeling this in between your shoulders and then in your lower back. It just wakes up the spine, especially when you're sitting all day, or I like to do this before or after a flight. Okay, next up is, I like to call this Wonder Woman. So arms out, legs out. We're going to lift up. Hold for about 4 seconds and back down. Hopefully you feel more like a superhero after this. So arms up, you can also do arms out like you're flying. And back down. This is also working the shoulders, good for posture. And you should also feel it in your middle back. We'll do 12 of these, give or take. I'll let you keep track of your count. And one of the other things I like about peaceful training is that it's very approachable. So we meet you where you are and help you get to where you want to be at a gradual pace, and there's no barking or yelling. We've all had visions of those workouts before. Maybe we've experienced some. This is a gentler workout that helps guide you to your goals at a pace that feels right to you. Great. Okay, up next are hip thrusters. This is also good for spine and posture. So we're lying on our back. We're going to count up for 4, hold for 4, and back down. We'll do 12 of those as well. This is working the lower back. So if we were to meet up once a week, we would probably do a full body workout. If we met up twice a week, we do an upper body, lower body, and send you home with some home workouts too. And again, the goal is to make movement fun again. So we have a couple more exercises, and then we'll have a plank off challenge for anybody that cares to participate. What I love about plank challenges is you tend to be surprised by who wins. It's really more of a mental stamina game. And then we'll wrap with a stretch and a guided meditation that I'll lead you through. So I've been meditating for as long as I can remember. Had a babysitter that taught me how to meditate when I was about 3. And then at Quaker school, we just would sit in often group quiet sessions. And so it's something that I love to teach others, because to be able to quiet your mind is an incredible gift. And it's not as hard as it may seem. And we have a way of starting with some guided meditations into a goal of being able to just sit with your thoughts and help process them. And eventually get to a place where you can kind of have an empty mind, if you will. So it does, like anything, the body movements and meditation take practice, but it's quite doable. Some modifications, or you could do one knee now. Back down. You really feel a difference of the muscles being worked. Other knee. So my belief is that you can do some of these and really feel it the next day without being in a lot of pain or feeling stressed during a workout. Okay. Up next, we're going to do flutter kicks. So on our backs and do about 50 of these. 50 being, count one shoe that goes up. Try to get that one shoe up nice and slow 50 times. There's no shame in taking a break. This is working your lower abs, lower back. The slower the better. If you're starting to get a little sore, you can put your hands behind your hips. The next variation on flutter kicks is to go crisscross. It's working your hips. Nice and slow. Aim for about 50 of those. I'll see if anybody wants me to demo anything. And keep the lower to the ground, the better. Great. Feel free to turn your camera on if you want me to give you any guidance. Otherwise, totally understand if you don't want to keep your camera on. But again, the under the hip, hands under the hips in a fist-like fashion helps your lower back. Always go back to the original one. Nice and slow. Imagine you're swimming. Great. Okay, go back to some hip thrusters. And some more flutter kicks. Nice and slow. Should be feeling quite the burn now. Anybody else like me to observe what they're doing? Good job. Nice and low to the ground. The lower to the ground, the better. So two variations this way. Side to side works the hips, inner and outer thighs. And this works the lower abdomen. Okay. Next up, we'll do some calf raises. And then we'll get into the plank off. And I'll answer any questions you have as well. Okay, so calf raises. Nice and slow. Do this until you feel the burn. And your body starts to tell you not to do anymore. And then do about 5 more. If you want to feel an extra burn, you can put a weight underneath you or a yoga mat, and that way you'll feel quite the different burn. So again, do it until you feel your body starts to tell you to stop, and then try to give it 5 more. Okay. Now it's time to get ready for whoever wants to contribute to the plank challenge. Great job for those of you that are sharing your screen. Now you can put any questions you have in the chat. I'm here to pay attention to that while getting you ready to do the plank challenge. After the plank challenge, we'll do a stretch into a nice guided meditation. There are a lot of good guided meditations out there. It's a matter of picking your favorite, and then there's nothing like an in-person guided meditation. All right, I see at least one person ready for the plank challenge. This is your opportunity. There's no pressure, but anybody that would like to contribute to the plank challenge. And we will start in 3, 2, 1. My deal with the plank challenge is as long as your body is in a nice alignment, so that means your shoulders, your hips are parallel and you're not sagging like the cow, or uptight like the cat, that you're still in the game. The way that I play it also, you can go from elbows up to standing. That's not cheating. It's really that your hips and your shoulders stay in alignment, that you're not too high, you're not, so imagining that a board is sitting on top of you gently. All right, we've got 2 competitors. And while they do that, go as long as you can without hurting yourself. And so anybody can schedule a free consultation with any of us. So it's a one-on-one consultation that you can get if you're considering some personal training. And then we'll be posting those group workouts. I think there will be a Monday night, a Wednesday morning, and a Friday lunchtime. And also look out for leading a guided meditation sessions, we think, on Mondays. All right, do we have a winner? Marta, are you still up? Or you cool? All right, Jenny for the win. You win the glory, but very impressed, Marta, that you even went on camera to do it. So I feel like you get 1.5 prize for going on camera. Does anybody have any questions before I lead a stretch? You can either type it in the chat or just come off and ask verbally. Give it another minute to see if there are any questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The free consultation, is that via Zoom or would we need to be
No, in person. So we are right by the UW campus. If you've been to Recycled Cycles, we're right near there, and there's often free parking, if not street parking. And no, that's one-on-one, and you can just find a time that works for you with one of the coaches.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for asking. We also do Zoom coaching too, but for the most part, we're back to one-on-one in person, because I'm telling you, I'll turn the camera around so you can see how close we are to the lake. So I love being back in person, but I understand if somebody's ever traveling, whatever it is, or has reasons that they want to do the virtual. Okay, stretch time. So anytime you work your body, you just want to stretch it. You can either start from ground up, head down. So because I'm standing, we'll just do some stretches. You should really feel it opening up your ribs. Hold this stretch for, I like to do a double stretch, meaning you do it once and it starts to open things up. And then the second time usually goes a little bit further. When I lead workouts, we often do a repeated circuit so that the first time we're focusing on form, and the next time is when you really build some extra strength. So initially, we'll just make sure you know a lot of the moves, that your form is good, and then work on building up to whatever your goals are. Next, we'll put our arms behind our back, arch our back to really stretch out there, and then stretch our hips as well into the stretch, which you stretch in between your shoulders, which we worked today. Good. Next up, we'll do some quad stretches. So you can grab you when you do a quad stretch, you want to go same arm grabbing the same foot, just for good alignment. You should feel a stretch in front of your upper legs there, your quads. This one, you don't necessarily need to do the double stretch as much, but if they're tight, go ahead. Do a double stretch. And most of our workouts are about 45 minutes, and then people can stay longer for meditating. There's something about when I try to meditate at home, I can do it, but often it gets interrupted. And the way that I see the time here is this is your time, a gift to yourself that's uninterrupted. And so while most of our workouts are 45 minutes, it's a beautiful space to just take an extra 15 minutes to yourself to think about any goals you're working on. And I love to help design goals and help you reach those goals. Next, we'll grab the front of our leg, lean in to sit down. This requires some balance. We do a lot of balance work too. Most of us are somewhat out of balance because of the way that we're moving or not moving so much during the day. So you should feel this in the back of your hips, your glutes. Just grab a chair or do something if you need to. Do it against the wall is okay. And if you're trying to balance, finding a focal point that's about 3-4 feet out and just staring at that focal point will allow you to have better balance. Next, we'll stretch the calves. Work those today. We wanted to say thank you to them for giving us the strength we were looking for. Switch. Switch again. Switch again. Now just some hips side to side. Just feel this whole area open up, just like you did with your ribs. And other side. Back. Almost imagine that you're skiing, putting your weight on one leg and you're just really getting a good stretch in this area. And in case you can't see, just going down as far as you can. I'll leave you with one thing that if you were to start learning more about this, somatic exercises tend to release some stretch. And so before we get into the meditation, I just want to show you some morning exercises you can do in bed before you get out of bed. So knees to one side. They say we store a lot of our stress and trauma, anxiety in our muscles, and this just releases some of that. So when you wake up in the morning, if you were to have a goal after this class, so just start morning stretches in bed and think of 3 things that you're grateful for. People you're grateful for, your health, other things in your life, people. Now you're going to take your knees and put them in, stretch out those hips. These are all stretches you can do in bed before you get out of bed. So pointing those knees in, and then butterfly stretch. Okay. Now you can get ready, find a good place to do your guided meditation. What you're looking for is a little quiet spot. And close your eyes. You have about 15 minutes to do a nice, long guided meditation. So the goal is just find somewhere relatively quiet. And I'll use my NPR voice to guide you through. I want you to close your eyes and picture you're in a kayak. Picture the color of that kayak. Perhaps it's your favorite color. There are no rules in meditating. Think of your favorite color, a nice calm color. It's a single kayak. You're totally safe. And now you look around and it's a very gentle river. Nice and slow. You're flowing down the river. Your muscles feel nice and relaxed. You're on vacation. There's no work to do. Relax your head. Believe it or not, we contract a lot of strength muscles in our brains, in our head. Relax your head. Now intentionally lower your shoulders about an inch. Notice that you were holding on to tension you didn't even realize, perhaps. You don't have to paddle because the water is gently guiding you. The water is safe. You have just enough room on both sides. You don't have to worry about anybody coming near you. See if you can slow your heart rate a little bit. Take some deep breaths. In for 4 seconds, hold. Out for 4 seconds. See how slow you can get your breath to be while you're floating gently in this kayak on a vacation day. Now relax your abdomen, just let it rest. Relax your lower back. Relax your hips. Shake out your legs a little bit, let them know you're there, but they can relax. Relax your knees, nice and gentle on your knees. Relax your ankles. Relax your feet. Wiggle your toes and just let them relax. Okay, now you're floating down this gentle river. You can think of the name of a river if you want. It's okay if it's just a nondescript river. It's moving very gently. What you're going to do for the next 10 minutes is see what thoughts come into your brain and don't try to get them out of your brain. When they come into your brain, if it's something that you have control over, you can keep it in your boat and you can save it for later. If it's something that you don't have control over, you're just going to gently put it right out of the boat because you don't have any control over it. So there's no point in thinking about it. So now I'll go off camera and I'll mute, but I'm here in case anybody wants to chat or get stuck. But just take 10 minutes. This is your gift of your time to just close your eyes. And it's okay if there are no thoughts that come into your mind or you just are looking at whatever comes behind your eyelids, the colors. And it's also okay if you're having thoughts. And again, just classify them of if you have it in control, put it in your kayak to think about later. And if it's outside of your control, toss it back in the water and let it go away. So I will go off camera and on mute for 10 whole minutes. Just coming on to say you're doing a great job. We've got about halfway through. Keep taking that time. This is your gift to yourself. Great job. And for anybody getting antsy, that's perfectly normal. Like planking, it's a muscle that needs to be built or something to focus on. So I'm here and I'll look in the chat in case anybody has any questions. Otherwise, for those of you that are doing a great job, you've got about 5 more minutes. And again, the greatest resource we have is our time. So this is your time to recharge your body and mind. I'm proud of you for being able to focus on yourself and focus on your thoughts for so long. You've got about 3 more minutes. And know that collectively, there are 46 of you still on doing this together. One more minute. Fifteen more seconds. Start to think about getting out of that kayak, listening to any last thoughts you have. Bravo. That was a really good, that's some extra time in there that we thought we'd toss in and see how long it can last. And that's very impressive.